This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
What is going on, everyone? The Houston Texans might have found their wide receiver for John Metchie had the game of his career on Saturday against the New York Giants. Now, of course, it is the preseason, but there is a story with John Metchie. With that being said, he was one of the stars of the game, and seeing the reaction from the fans, seeing the reaction from the Houston Texans players themselves, I think John Metchie not only is going to make this 53-man roster, but possibly have a role on this Houston Texan offense. What is going on, everyone? My name is Ruben Calavillo, and this is the 713 Houston Sportcast, where I drop daily Houston Texans content. Make sure you guys are following me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. This episode was brought to you and powered by BetUS. We have some words from Michael Vick.
Michael Vick at BetUS.com. Catch an incredible 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits, plus 10% gambler's insurance. BetUS, my online sportsbook and casino.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you are taking advantage of that 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. Shout out to BetUS. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said in the intro, there is a story behind John Metchie. There is a reason why I said this preseason game on Saturday was the best game of his career. John Metchie lost his rookie year to cancer. He beat it, came back last year. Unfortunately, couldn't get a role on the offense, but that's okay. He came back from a horrible situation, gave you about 1 or 2 catches a game, had a nice moment in the Cleveland Brown playoff matchup. This season, we were having some conversations about Metchie. We were having some expectations. Show me what type of wide receiver you can be for this team. Now, during training camp, John Metchie has looked good. He looks good in practice, man. He is beating these corners in the red zone. He is pretty much unguardable, but we did not see that translate into the preseason games. Against the Bears, Hall of Fame game, Xavier Hutchinson led the way in terms of receiving yards. On Friday, against the Pittsburgh Steelers last week, it was veteran wide receiver Robert Woods who led the way for pass catchers. So entering this game, not only was I seeing who is going to be the wide receiver 4 or 5, also the backup running back, but is John Metchie potentially fighting for a roster spot? When you see the stat sheet, 7 targets, 6 receptions, 68 yards, 1 touchdown. His longest was 19 yards. He answered the call on Saturday. He was one of the stars, one of the go-to options for Case Keenum, and Tim Boyle was converting first downs, was showing hands, showed great route running. He beat that corner in the end zone like it was nobody's business. He did the touchdown celebration. We finally got to see the Karate Kid crane. It was right in front of me. I was in attendance. Like I said, the atmosphere was fantastic. But seeing the reaction from the crowd, because we gave him a pretty big standing ovation, seeing the reactions from C.J. Stroud, Nico, Tank, Stephon, who all went up to John Metchie, dabbed him up, gave him a hug, you know today meant a lot for John Metchie. And he told his coaching staff that I can rise to the occasion. Do not forget about me. And John Metchie had a do not forget about me performance. This is why you watch the preseason, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, wins and losses do not matter, but there are storylines in this game. We saw John Metchie solidify himself on the 53-man roster. He might have earned himself a role on this offense. I cannot say the same for Dameon Pierce. We are already talking about him not being the backup, not even making this roster. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to John Metchie. Do me a favor, for more Houston Texans content, follow me for more. Have a real blessed rest of your day. And this episode was brought to you and powered by BetUS. Shout out to them.